Oh, hello, hello, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wonderful people have agreed to join me to play a game tonight, and that makes me very happy. So, let's meet the people that made me very happy. Let's start with Karis. Tell us about yourself and put your humongous list of things
Oh,
up.
okay.
Please.
I do stuff.
Many stuffs.
I take a weekend off once a year.
Yes. Other than that, many, many things.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's and the Atlas is just the online stuff that I'm doing that people can see. There's
yep.
all the other stuff I'm doing that's not.
Well,
But
and
you
I,
can find me in Discord
yes.
in the Dirty 20 Discord. So
Thank you. Wonderful. And yes, thank you. That's yeah, knowing that's a partial list just makes me feel lazy. But
the thing is,
uh,
I'm lazy. It's like,
oh
how did
no,
I get
no, no,
myself
no,
into all
no,
of
no,
this,
no, no,
given
no,
how lazy I
no.
actually
Talking about people that aren't lazy, Sarah.
am? No.
You should have seen that coming. Oh, come on. You got your links ready,
Oh,
right?
oh yeah, I do
Yeah,
actually.
look at you go. Yeah.
So yeah, you can find me over on Tango Productions. I'm working on Bravely Broken with Discard Adventurer. I'm probably gonna be missing for like 2 weeks over here, but it's okay. Uh, and uh, so I run Deviant Futures on Thursday. I am in this game, and I'm in the Sunday game as Bite. There we go. I think that is everything.
For now, we'll see. It sounds like we've lightened up on you. We have to fix that. But thank you for everything
We're
that you
working so
do here
hard on
as
getting
well
her
as
to lighten
everywhere
up
else.
stuff.
Yes. Let's move on to Hellhounds 20.
Hello.
Hello. Tell us of your many things.
Not as many things as you think. I am Hellhounds 20. I am a PNG tuber who's an artist, a gamer, a dungeon master, and I pretty much do whatever the hell I want, really.
Yeah.
I'm not really doing too much. I only stream 2 days a week, and once my Friday is free again, I'm going to start streaming on Fridays. My learning group for Humblewood is unfortunately going to take a lot longer than I thought, so I might have to move um, Humblewood to a different group so I can learn how to play module.
Absolutely. The eternal scheduling battle.
And gee, we know where you can find some groups.
Yes. Speaking of the eternal battle, I'm going to remember this week and actually point out that we now technically stream 7 nights a week. If you tune in between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. any night of the week and we are not here, it is because scheduling. It happens. Life happens, and we have a very, very firm rule here: life first, self-care first. You come in game after you're feeling good or to help you feel good. You don't come here if you're feeling nasty. You go and rest, and we'll wait because you're worth it. One more person to introduce, though. I almost forgot. Deku Lily, tell us about your own self, please.
Hi, I'm Deku Lily. I
Deku.
do not have much of an internet presence unless you count Tumblr, in which case your mileage may vary. Other than that, you can find me in Dirty 20 Gaming's Discord, or you can find me in their YouTube comments. I'm very lonely. Come see me.
Yes, please. Thank you for the leading lead-in segue feed there. Yes, for the folks that are watching this on YouTube, please fill them up. Fill up the comments. Say stuff. The algorithm really likes it. No, I don't have it in there as a prompt yet. But
Just do some emojis. They don't care.
yes, just they don't care. We love emojis. The row of spinning hearts gets me going every single day when I pop in there and I see comments and I go, hey, yeah, they're there. The hearts are there. I'm happy. So they make a difference. Please don't leave our poor, wonderful new player, longtime fan, in those comments by themselves. And be nice, or I'll hunt you down and find out where you live. So, oops, real soft Sean through there for a second. All right, back to Dirty 20 Gaming. Yes, 7 nights a week, scheduling permitting. New stuff coming all the time because I have a very short attention span. So, speaking of short attention spans, the original movie took less time than that introduction. It didn't, but it felt like it. So let's start this way. You guys were at the Castle Demstar, and you fled the scene with the help of Rance Oslo and Louis the Rookie. And you were taken with the rescued prince, Prince Lee, to the rebel base. This is an underground base in a cave because that's what underground means. But as the four of you, are hustled out of town through the forest over bumpy roads in an interesting montage scene while we roll the credits, what are you thinking as you skid to a stop in front of this dank cave opening in the side of a mountain? Down at the bottom of the valley, you can see Castle Demstar, boiling with soldiery. You skid to a stop, you see some fire smoke and the sound of happy voices coming out of the cave. Let's start with, I know who I want to say for last. Let's start with Victor Victoria.
Okay. A lot of what they're thinking about is like how am I going to help in any of this? I am not a fighter.
Yep.
The best he got out of me is I can bring dead people back. That's what I can do.
That's not a bad thing.
So
and
he's
you
trying
can.
to just, and I can talk my way out of almost anything.
Well, let's put that to the test. But yeah, how does that feel?
There's fear there for Vic.
Yeah, there's
first time in a long time.
Yeah, and if you're caught, even for a second, you're done. There's no trial. It's just, we got you, twang, you're gone. Alistair, same question. What are you thinking as you bail out of the wagon?
Well, he's kind of kicking himself because Pyotr's little song and dance in the jail distracted him for different reasons from that the stormtroopers did. So he's kind of thinking, I can't get distracted like that, no matter how appealing it might be to watch.
Yeah.
Because that kind of distraction can cost somebody their life.
Okay.
So, but he's also, thoughts of Pyotr kind of send his mind back to when Stan and Heather were in that little cuddle pile, and then he's going, "Shite! We left behind Heather and Stan."
They're safely in the forest, narratively protected by a mouse-based morality system. Speaking of mouse-based, this whole thing is animated, and I have decided that this week is done as sort of somewhere between Tron and Star Wars cartoons, that sort of style. So that's what we're looking at with the lots of fake neon and stuff. But looking down at that fight, Alistair, what are you thinking? I understand
to go back and go fetch Heather and Stan, but there's just too many guards running around, so he knows that's stupid.
Right.
And I don't think he has any armor in his backpack.
Nope.
And then again, everything was on Heather anyway, so I don't have much on me.
That's right.
Yep. So definitely don't have anything. It's just stupid to go back right now.
So what's it like being completely unprepared? Alistair.
It's reminding him a lot of when he had to run from his accusations, honestly. All he had was, like, whatever supplies his old boss gave him, and Heather, because his boss gave him Heather saying, steal her and run. But he was so messed up, he was just trusting in Heather's hooves to get out of there, so he's just not remembering very good things right now.
I'm going to add one. I'm going to add your old boss, the one that told you to steal Heather and go. You also remember them saying, you saying, "I've got none of my stuff," and them looking at you standing there with none of your stuff, and saying, "You've got all you need, laddie." And clapping you on the shoulder and pushing you and the horse out the door, you and
Yup.
Heather out the door. Sister. Can I call you sister? Should I call you sister?
Sure.
Are you
go ahead.
legally a sister? Nobody knew. Nobody really knows. But Sister Magdalena, you've
I
been
certainly
around.
conduct myself as one.
You
so-
have been around all the blocks. You have seen all the things. What are your thoughts?
I presume there are probably like a couple of guards.
Blending
the
into the
entrance?
trees really well, but yeah, they're there. Yeah,
So I'm coming up to this cave, this rebel base,
yeah.
and I'm sort of looking at the things, and it's like, oh, for goodness sakes, don't you people know anything? You there, start. See that branch over there? Start doing that and erasing the tracks here. You start pulling some of the brush over here, and we have got to do something about that smoke. I mean, do you want all the soldiers here in 10 minutes? And so I shall come in and start managing things.
Yes,
and
one of
stuff.
the you now see that the two guards outside. One of them is sort of a generation older than the other one, and the older one starts to laugh. Sounds a bit like your mother, doesn't it? Well, you heard her. And they start busybodying. How much work they're actually doing is questionable. I mean, they are sort of rebel outlaws, but
I'm looking at the tracks there.
they're-
I can still see
yeah.
the tracks there.
They're
A
sweeping, yeah.
blind squirrel could follow those tracks. No offense,
Yeah.
Blakely.
yeah. The second you follow it, you're doing the tracks. The other one's not doing what they were doing with the fire. Yeah, but yeah, I get it. You're engaging. Yes.
And I'm very tempted to tell your mother about this.
Oh, hey, oh.
Much
The
better.
dust is now flying as though curling rinks were covered in dust. There's that. Suddenly the sweeping is just. Brrrr, yeah.
Excellent.
As soon as you mention telling mother.
He knows I will.
Yes. Yeah, and if the boy child doesn't, the father certainly does. But this brings us, for reasons I have kept to myself, to Egle. Tunnel, dark, people everywhere, rebel base. Where's your head at?
Egley is kind of like pulling their ghillie cloak around them, so you can only see their face and their head, and obviously their tail sticking out because there's
Yep.
no way they can hide that right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
They're looking at all this manpower, people power, however you want to view it.
Mm-hmm.
They look back at the castle, and then they look off in the distance of the town that is currently controlled by banditry.
Yes.
And they're just thinking, why aren't they doing this for that instead?
Mm-hmm.
There's very little logic here.
Well, maybe you're going to get some answers inside. But, Egle, the only thing I'm going to add to your thoughts is you're looking down on you, between you and them is your world. It's the forest. All the way up until the moment you get to those gates that let you into orbit, this is your world.
Egley is going to start, like, for everyone else, you just see Egley just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of amusing because you can't see her feet, her arms, so she's like kind of bouncing away. It looks like it. But she is looking at every tree as she passes towards orbit. She climbs some of the trees and she tests some of the branches,
Yep.
climbs down. She is marking and looking for ambush points.
Yep. I love it. Perfect. So yeah, you're tracking your way back. I'm going to go from here to here to here to here, and then we'll be there. Gotcha. All right. So with that, ran so slow, looks at you as you hop off the cart and says, you're, and looks at the prince in particular and kind of gives him a half-assed bow, and he says, your rebels await your midness. Like he was going to call him Your Highness, but he's not that anymore, so he called him Your Midness. But yes, they gesture for you to head in. They're at the moment staying out here. It looks like with the cart.
Shite. I owe ya, don't I?
Oh no, don't worry. They're going to pay me. And as he says that, you look and there's people coming out of the cave with containers full of food and wine and gold, and start piling it on the cart.
Alistair kind of shifts his eyes between the payment and so slow.
Yep.
A little confused, but he's kind of in no position to look a gift horse in the mouth, so he just goes into the cave.
So you know you're sneaking up on the castle over there. He looks at you as you start to turn away and says, "So, you know you're probably going to die, right? Is this cause worth it to you?" As he's piling more gold and food onto his cart. Louis looks chagrined and like he wants to say something.
Madar told me that the name Alistair means defender. I'm doing this to defend the people I cannot be with. He just goes into the cave.
And Rand looks at Louis and says, "Yeah, and Rand so slow is what the guy's name was who I killed." And goes back to loading stuff onto the cart. Meanwhile, the rest of you, what do you do?
Oh, I'm still managing until
Yeah, okay,
every
you're
little
outside, so,
trace
yeah,
is gone because I don't want those soldiers coming here.
I want to save Eglay for last again. So Vic, what do you do?
Vic is probably outside. Just he does not want to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he's kind of looking around and looking for the best places possible where they may, and I don't have a better way to say this, where bodies may start piling up.
Yep. So, yep. Okay. No, keep going.
And upon hearing the conversation with Alistair,
Yep.
And watching Alistair go in, he'll say to them, "Monsieur, you may not know, but I used to be a noble. I used to be a lord where I come from. I would die every day to protect the people that cannot protect themselves. But that is what the Lord does. We take care of those who cannot take care of themselves."
That's exactly what our plan is. But we're not defending this hole. This isn't home. Even that isn't home, and he points at the castle. But we need to kill that, and he points at the castle again, before we can go home, and he points at Nottingham, and fix the mess, the real mess, there. And it's all laid out in the valley below you. It's all like puzzle pieces just sitting there.
We be glad. There are some times that home is never where you can go.
Oh, we're going back. Nobody should have to live in a cave. But they do make great secret bases. Have you ever seen an X-chariot? No, they're the coolest thing. Come on in. Come on.
We all right.
So, and they kind of look you up and down. How do you fight?
Fighting is not what I do. I normally and he's looking for anything dead nearby.
Yeah, cockroaches and rats in the corner.
And yeah, he's going to use
Okay.
one willpower.
Yeah.
Can I?
For a cantrip? Yeah.
Oh,
Or is that for an actual spell?
I was looking for an actual one of his spells, but unfortunately, they're all cost like 4 will.
Okay, never mind. For the purposes of this, there's cockroaches and rats in the corner, and you go and tell what is the ritual look like, and how do they come back?
For him, it's just like being
Taking
very
notes.
quiet.
Yeah.
And he just kind of raises his hand like he's puppeteering.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's going to get it to do the can.
Okay, so the little bugs and the rat leading the way, the whole chorus line and everything.
Yep.
He watches it for a second and goes over next to it and very carefully just crushes it underfoot with 3 quick stomps to make sure it's dead again. You've impressed him, but it creeped him out. Anything else?
I talk very well. I can talk almost anyone into anything.
Lead with that.
Not many people like seeing a rat do the can.
No,
I'm actually
no,
going to
no.
hear Magdalena
I don't-
laughing because I could overhear that.
Because you're storming around making sure they clean up. They got a bunch more crushed up rats and cockroaches to sweep up now.
You say like rat doing the can,
Mhm.
and you look over to see Eggley just raise an eyebrow at that.
Yeah, which is the perfect segue. Egley. It looks like only Vic is heading inside so far. Oh no, Alistair as well, sorry. Alistair's almost in, Vic is sort of following them.
Eggley has jotted down some light notes,
Yeah, I saw.
and they're going to hurry after Vic to find whoever is in charge of all of this,
Okay.
and they're going to hand them their note.
Okay.
Well, right at the moment, Magdalena's in charge. Can't you just see her managing out here?
Do you...
Okay, then she's gonna run over to you.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. I love this. Yes, keep it in the cast. You run over and hand over the note to the sister. What does the note say?
Oh, Igloo, what?
It's showing, like, the note is basically describing that she has found a lot of trees for, like, the best long-range shooters to camp in and
Mhm.
take shots if need be.
Yes.
Sniper locations. Very good. We should get this information to somebody, and I know just how to find out who. And I shall go storming in very officiously as if I were carrying a
Yeah.
bunch of really bad stew.
Yes. Yeah. You stride boldly forth. It's my favorite phrase from an all-text video game that I completely forget. But one of the options was always stride boldly forth. So you stride inside. As you do, the two outside it's like their clockwork winds down in the cleaning. It's a sweep, 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 sweep.
They're not cleaning, they're making it, they're
Sweep.
camouflage.
Yes,
making
okay,
it look
yeah.
natural.
Well, they're sweeping leaves back on to the place. Yes. Then as you go, they're all right. And they stop and sneak back into the trees for the beer that they hid before you got here. So you see that, Alistair, you get inside first.
I guess so, since I
Yep.
was the first one to head for the cave.
Absolutely. It opens up inside, and the entrance was large. They talked about having chariots in here, and yeah, they do. There's dozens. This is a massive underground area that's been sort of ground flat, so it's a workable surface. It's not new. It's been here for ages, but it's being used by this huge group of people. They are packed in here. They can't possibly live in here for any length of time. It's not big enough for this many. But there's two types of chariots, the X and the Y. The X one, the frame is like that, and there's a wheel on each corner and a little thing in the middle and 3 horses in the front. And the Y comes down and across and then like that, and there's 4 wheels in the corner of that and the 3 horses on the front. The Y chariots seat 2 peoples can go on it, and the X chariots take 1. Yes, I deserve those eyes. I absolutely deserve those eyes. 100% deserve them. Uh, so that's what you see in front of them. They're putting the finishing touches on these chariots. They're sort of they're harnessing up the horses, and the horses are, they know everybody's just on this razor's edge. They're waiting to go, and you realize they're waiting for you and the prince, who's following you all in. He wants to make an exit, so he's going to be blasted. I know my varying star stories lore sometimes, but yes, Alistair, you see that first. Everybody's just right on edge, ready to go. They're waiting for you and the prince. You can clearly see there's a small group sort of in the middle of a small open space in front of you, the only real open space, conferring. And that's clearly the bosses. It doesn't appear to be one. There appears to be more than one.
I guess he walks up to the table of the conference table.
Yeah.
And just, I want to say something, but I guess he just walks up to them, crosses his arms, and asks, "So, which one of you do I talk to get permission to go stump a sheriff?"
And they all look at you, and they all sort of look at one of them, and he says, "We figured you were already up for that. Are you the one with Artie? Are you wearing a backpack, Alistair?" No? Well, no is okay.
Let's see. Last thing I remember, he was in his disguise.
Yep.
His peasant disguise.
Yep.
So maybe.
Sure. If you give me a
And
maybe,
he did
that's
have
all I
his
need.
quarterstaff for the jail fight,
Right.
so he's got that at least.
Perfect. Well, I'm more interested in the backpack because it starts to stir and move and wiggle about on your back.
What the?
And it starts
Take
to
the
whistle.
backpack off.
It starts to whistle. You take it off, it thumps to the ground, and the little dude from Demstar Castle pops out. The little short guy that only ever whistled. The one that picked up CC, the PO. And he pops out and pulls out his little notepad and flips it open and scratches a bunch of stuff in it and hands it to the guy at the table. And he's, "Oh, Artie, thanks. Yeah, that's what we were looking for. Vent hole, gargoyle. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Anyway, that's all we're ever going to need from you." And Artie, you see on his name tag is Artie Duty. He pulls out a cigar, sticks it in his mouth, lights it, turns around and walks away whistling. So yeah, smoky whistling, walks away.
Alistair is like half bent over with his backpack open, just staring.
Yep. So, with that, who's next? Oh, yes, Vic, you're the next one in. So I'm just making some notes. Go. You walk in and see the same thing. I'm assuming, Alistair, is it fair to say you saw a lot? Oh, yeah, and then you walked into the table. So, yeah, you see that, Vic. As you walk in, you see them walk up and have this conversation at the table.
Vic will walk up and just almost looks far too calm. "So, what is our plan of attack?"
And they roll a map out on the table, and you get that the camera shot where it comes in over everybody's shoulders, and yeah, you've got to get into actually, why not? You've got to get into orbit again, and then from there you've got to get inside the castle itself. There's a tiny place, but be careful, it's full of traps.
Fuck's sake.
Give her a moment. Someone else pick up. I can't.
And right at this time, Mr.
Yes.
Magdalena comes up and
Yes.
slaps it on the slaps the paper on the table and says, "And here's your sniper positions for a cover."
And one of them sees you. You recognize them, of course. You recognize most of them.
Everybody.
They're all dressed up in their fancy military uniform, and they kind of eye bounce. They don't even come all the way up to make an eye contact. It's just like, oh shit, it's a sister. They grab the note and a quill pen and start marking them on the map.
You missed that one over there. It wasn't just a smudge. That's oh, Eggly was not just a smudge.
Eglay is like currently trying to pull himself up onto the table.
Yep. And yeah, now you're standing on the table. I love that. Yes.
She's gonna make an X shape with her fingers.
Yeah.
Meaning,
There.
yes, that was a mark, not a smudge.
Not a smudge. Yeah. See?
And he gets out the little scratcher and cuts out the little tiny piece of paper and glues another one on the back with the glue and then makes another little X on it. And he's kind of trying not to look over for approval.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Oh, for heaven's sake.
When he just starts to walk
Needs
away.
better ink. I'm off to get better ink.
But who's going to take the we're leaving like now.
all
You're
right.
talking to the sisters back.
Now that you're all in here, yeah, the sister's leaving. So, who wants what for chariots?
Mm,
Singles or doubles?
I do not know about the others, but I will come out later in the fight. Oui. It makes sense if I can use my magic later on.
So if you want to use your magic, maybe you should go in the back of a Y.
Oui, if that works best.
Okay, and they're making notes. They look at Alistair next. Single or double?
okay, Brain.
It's all
Eglay
good.
and
Yeah.
I share a one-person cart if Eglay is on my shoulders.
Yes. Yes. Eglay can be your Eglay unit instead of your R2 unit. This works.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alistair
So
and the
you're
Eglay unit.
in an X.
So you're in an X. Perfect. All right. So, sister, as you charge your way.
I come
Yep.
storming back in afterwards, and my arms are actually full. And I come up, and here, Vic, hold this for a second. And out of the depths of it, I pull an ink bottle, and I hand it to the guy. Here, better ink. And then I come back to Vic and take this. And it's like, okay, where do we want to put the bandaging station?
I presume then that you'd prefer to be a passenger on a Y chariot so you can heal with both hands?
Does it have enough space for all this stuff? I've got bandages, I have poultices, I have, oh, there's a tincture there, and I've got, oh, I better bring along, yes, right, no, go out and mutter on.
It's got plenty of room.
Perfect!
So you, that means you get a driver. So you don't know the person driving your cart or driving your Y-Wing.
But I know her uncle.
Yeah, oh yeah, you know of them. Oh yeah, you can abuse them the whole way there. I feel free. I just wanted to, yeah, you just, yeah, they're not a member of the party is what I should have said. So yeah, that's the four of you. So with that, you slide into your different ships and prepare to leave.
Do
Yep.
we get armor from the rebels?
Armor personally yourself, not really, but the ships themselves or the chariots themselves are armored. They've
Okay.
got basically shields attached to the sides, so if you tuck down, you can use them to hide behind.
Mechanically speaking, does that give us the same benefit as a shield from
Yes,
the rule?
except for the counterattack thing, right?
Right,
or
it doesn't
using it
count
as
as
a
a weapon,
melee.
but we can use it to give us an extra save or something. I
Yes,
believe.
exactly. Yeah, it'll make it much harder for it to hit you. So yes, but yeah. So yes, you get that.
Okay.
So the two. Let's start with the two of you because yeah, the X chariots are leaving first. They're the attack group, the surprise squadron. You and all the other X chariot fighters head out of the cave. Do you just fall in? There's a space left for you.
Yep.
Okay, so
If I need to make a cart driving check, I have a 1 in the skill, so I can.
heck no. Heck no. We're still far into the narrative part of this. So, the interesting thing you
So-
find out is because of the shape of the cave, as you leave, each chariot makes a very specific noise as it leaves. They kind of go vroom, 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 as they head out the hole. One after another, lit from the camera shots just inside, and you can see the night sky behind it, a strange and foreign night sky. Vroom, 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 vroom. All the X chariots head out.
with Eggley on my shoulder.
You see that every other X chariot, instead of an Eggley, just behind the pilot, there's an Artie Duty. All identical, all smoking the same cigar, and all whistling to themselves as you fly off towards Castle Demstar. Inside the cave now, it's half empty. It's half gone. Vic, you're a passenger, and sister, you're also a passenger. So actually, neither one of you knows your drivers. You kind of look at each other. The drivers, and the Y-wings head out. Because you're...
And you're looking for people who are, injured. Look for the thick of the battle because that's where we want to go. That's where the injured people are going to be. And if we find somebody who is too far gone, we will signal over to Vic over there.
Minding the pedestrian, Hyacinth. Oh, sorry, wrong show. It's from Keeping Up Appearances. Never mind. But yeah, they're just nodding, and maybe they're nodding, or maybe their chariot's just a little rougher than everybody else's chariot. But yeah, as you guys head out, boom, 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 boom,
Careful, you're gonna knock that off. Okay.
all the lower speeds, and you guys head out afterwards as well. Back in the front group, Alistair. That nervous banter back and forth between the chariots as you roar down the trail into the night. You see the gates to orbit incoming. You see 2 small explosions, just poof, poof, and the door falls towards you. Poof. Big cloud of dust. It lays on the ground almost like it's covering a moat that isn't there, but the entrance into orbit is open. As you head in, as you get closer, you see some of the people in orbit, some of the people that you guys interacted with earlier that you sort of gave hope to, wearing the tin helmets and the in some cases blood-soaked armor of the guards that should be at the gates, looking at you, covered in explosives dust that they've used to blow open the gates. Alistair, you're not the first one in, but vroom, 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 through that front gate. As soon as they enter, fire starts from Demstar, and the X-wings start to blow up around you. Just the very first thing before you're even remotely close to in range that we need, the first actual combat roll of the evening. I need a save from you, please.
2 dice.
2 dice, and you want to roll under your current wits, because you're trying to hide, unless you can convince me of something else. What else would you be doing?
Let's see. What did the
Wits
rules
includes
say
quick
about-
movement as well as just being smart. Unless
I
you can
guess
think
it
of
would
a
be
skill.
wits because I have to direct the cart,
Yep.
the chariot.
Plus, try and hide from all. I mean, it's not one; it's an arrow storm coming at you, right?
Oop.
Okay.
That was just
Yep. So 2d6
I'll start.
under your wits.
My current wits is 6. It's my
Ah,
dump stat, so.
uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Shit. That's a 9.
Okay. Here's we go. Here's we go. Why did I put an S on that? I don't know. I've watched 27 seconds of Letterkenny, and it's too much. It's already rubbing off on me. But this is the perfect moment to explain, because you are 3 short and precisely 3 short. So you have options. You could, at this point, spend 3 of your endurance stat to improve that roll by 3. Oh no, sorry, this is a save. You could use your wits. You could burn 2. 3 wit points. Damn it, I got it wrong. Where is it?
It's the rule of 3 luck.
Yes, you can. So you can either use luck to add 3 to your roll, or you could use your willpower to shrug it off and burn willpower instead of endurance to take the damage that will happen because you failed. But if you want to succeed, you could burn luck to do it. This is the final battle, so this is it.
I had better do luck.
Okay.
Wait,
So,
because that'll take me down to 6. Do
Yep.
if I meet, do I beat?
yes. Yeah.
Okay,
If you
let's
meet, it works.
Subtract from luck then.
Okay. So your luck ability now goes down by 3 because you used some of it up, but that takes that 9 and brings it down to a 6. So you you tell me how you almost get hit and at the last moment save yourself. And Eglay, by the way. No extra pressure.
I'm here.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Here comes the arrows. There's some armor on this little chariot that you're in. What do you do? There's no wrong answers.
Yes.
Except maybe hold up Eglay as a squirrel-shaped shield. That might be bad.
No.
Way too small for that. You're way too small for that.
If I even try that, she'll kill me, are you?
I'm more afraid of Eglay than you are of the entire Castle Dempstar. I love it. So,
Well, yeah.
How, you know how when you're trying to shoot an arrow long at range, you're supposed to shoot up first, so
Yes.
it goes in an arc.
yeah,
Alistair sees all these arrows at the peak of their arc,
yeah,
and he's got a 3 in archery. He knows
Yep.
how arrows are supposed to go, so even though he doesn't know the mathematics, he can kind of feel where all those arrows are going. So he kind of
Absolutely, yep.
just tugs on the reins just enough to miss him by just that much.
Okay, so I'm gonna suggest a tiny change to that. Actually, just a tiny addition, because it was luck that got you through it. You see that you make the change, you realize you've got it wrong, and the chariot hits a rock and knocks you off course, and the arrows land where you were about to go. That way, luck saved you. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Thank
Cool.
you.
This is communal storytelling. See how that worked? It was good. So, wall of arrows as you go whistling through. You look around you. That first wave took out almost half of the X-Fighters heading forward. And to give you one more round before everybody else gets here, you are rapidly approaching the gates. The remaining ones are tightening up formations and heading for that opening into orbit. You stand back up and prepare yourself, kind of recover from that little jolt. Eglay, you're on their shoulder. Let's give Eglay a chance to do something here first before I go back to Alistair. What do you do?
Eglay is going to stand on Alistair's shoulders,
Yeah.
and she's going to start trying to aim for a majority of the archers that are up there.
Okay, absolutely. You're going to take the shot?
Yes.
All right, so 2d6 plus your skill in archering, and you're aiming for an 8 as a standard success.
I'm going to use the dice that I can actually read.
Yes, that is a good thing.
There's a 6 and a 2. And my archer's at 1.
So that's 9 total. That is a success, yes. You and again, for the purposes of this, we're making this narrative, so it's not one. You just start working your way across, like working your way down the battlements, right? Just dunk, 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 dunk,
Yep.
doing exactly what you do. Alistair, with that going off on your shoulder, every once in a while you sort of hear it's like this squirrel scale recoil in your shoulder every time they shoot. Say twang. Well, pardon me. Pew, pew. Every time they shoot. It's the first time somebody fired a shot in this. So, Alistair, you got that's what's going on your shoulder. You're heading right for the gate with the other X-wing. Damn it, I said it finally. With all the other
Well, you
X
said it
chariots.
before. We
I
just
know.
didn't say anything.
I know. I caught myself 2 or 3 times already. But you're heading right for the gate. What do you do?
Just try to urge the horses
Oh,
forward.
yeah. Whoosh, whoosh, and vroom, into orbit. You see mayhem. This little city, which is supposed to support Castle Demstar, this is supposed to be the people that are loyal to the sheriff, right? These are the people he trusts, and they're turning on him. The tax collectors are all tied up. The little market stalls are being torn down, and the stuff is being traded back and forth with no taxes for the prince. They're in open revolt, and the road is absolutely clear. You're still going to have to deal with arrow fire coming through before you get to the actual Castle Demstar itself, but the road is clear. Ahead of you are 3 or 4 of the X chariots weaving back and forth on the street as you head forward. And we're going to leave you there for just a second, because at this point over the nearby hill come the Y chariots over the hill, almost flying with their extra added speed because they've got 6 horses instead of 3. And they just whoosh down the hill towards them. Most of them have got archers in the back that start responding to fire on the towers, and so there's this just this canopy of arrows going in both directions over you as you guys slam towards it. The 2 of you are on carts, which by choice are near the back. So most of in front of you, you see this wall of high-speed archery, and you see the mayhem. You see the original bolts coming out of the castle. You see the mayhem that caused. Then you see what the X-wing, the X-chariots do when they got inside, and there is plenty of damage and very little left to talk to out here. So what do you
I'm
do?
headed for that X-wheel over there that has a whole bunch of arrows in it and looks like it's needing some help and all. Over there.
So
there.
you're
We got
just-
that. Oh, drop me off and then go back and get the wheel right. We can get this thing moving again.
So you're going into full support mode. I love it. Perfect. And Vic?
Damn it. They're gonna get down, start stretching. And first thing he's doing is compel undead. Any undead command wraiths and other undead to do your bidding for 1 task or 10 minutes.
Okay. By undead, do they have to be... Like, does that raise dead things into undead things? Or does it only
Is it not?
control
Maybe
undead
not.
things?
Shit. Nope, that's another one.
Okay.
That was my fault.
No
You
worries.
gotta raise them first,
Yeah.
then put them to work.
Yeah.
And if you
Shoot,
don't
so
know what they need to do, send them over to me and I'll put them to work.
Yes.
I can get 1, I think.
Okay.
I can get 1 body
Okay.
up.
At a time.
Yeah. What do you... So, yeah, there's cherry... you want to pick one of your own? Because at this point, if you'd have to get closer if you wanted to see... in fact, only inside are they starting to just now see the bad guys responding to this. So right now, all the injured out here are yours. Just from arrow fire.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, then he'll wait.
Okay.
He was going to raise one of the undead
mhm.
or raise one of the dead, but yeah, he'll wait.
So you keep moving with the Y-wings?
Yeah, he's just watching.
And then the
He's
one
trying to figure out-
one is left behind with our sister of mercy, as in, oh, the sister's coming. Oh, have mercy. Yeah. So you're going into heal mode. Perfect. That's the round. Oh, somebody just left. Okay, but back inside, Alice, there, you and Egle see it first. the response, the chariots they're sending back out. They're called tri-fighters, and each one of them is piloted by one strong trooper, and there's 2 other strong troopers strapped to the front with their crossbows. And on both sides there are shields to protect the riders. Tall sort of hexagonal shields that cover the wheels and the riders. They come bursting out towards you, and that's going to be the next round of attacks. You look around and there's just not enough of the X-wings left. Damn it, I said it all the way to the end that time. The X chariots left to take on all of these tri-fighters. What do you do?
There's
You know this
nothing
plot.
we can
Just
do
go
really
for it.
except break out the thumbstick and keep going.
Just head for the gate and hit anything that gets in the way?
Bonk.
Bonk. I take that as an answer, yes. So you, yes, hit the go button on the horses one more time. They get up to a full war-torn gallop right towards all the tri-fighters. You rear back and start to swing. You realize if you're going to get a good swing in, you're kind of unstable because you have to let go of the reins to do it, and Eglay's probably
I
not.
figured
Yeah.
the reins go on one hand and the thumbstick goes in the other.
Well, I've got another option for you, because at that point you hear a
Uh-huh.
voice in your head that says, "Use the fork, Alistair." And you remember the one other thing your ex-boss gave you when you left was this goofy-looking thing that he called a fork. It had a single point at one end and 2 points at the other end. And it's in your belt pouch. Your sporan, I just remembered. You realize if you took it out and drove it into the front of the chariot, you could wrap the reins around it and the chariot would go straight and fast, which allowing you to use both hands for your weapons.
Okay, he does so.
And you use the fork. May the fork be with you, they said. So, with that, you charge for it. Roll me an attack now, please. 2d6 plus your thumping skill, melee skill. And
2d6 plus 2.
plus 2. Okay, for fork's sake.
And this is a skill check, so I need above 8.
Yes.
9 plus 2 is 11.
That is many. That is a much success. So again, much like we did with Eglay earlier, I love this image. Eglay, you're standing on their shoulder. Just are you? Actually, I have to ask you: are you continuing to just clear the battlements? Or
Here's the new Here's the new face to highlight it. Murder squirrel activate.
So you're just just pew 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 taking them out. Alice, there, it's like the fork steers the cart. It doesn't just go straight. It goes left when it needs to go left. It goes right when it needs to go right. It's beautiful. It does exactly what it wants, and you're just reaping the whirlwind, just ding, 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 taking people off of their carts, knocking the drivers out, knocking the tri-fighters out of commission, hitting
The reins out of people's hands.
absolutely, just mayhem. It's just cart everywhere. And you're almost to the gate. Behind you now, smashing through the gates into orbit, come the Y-wing. Why wing it? It's a chariot. That's what we're calling her from now on. It's a Why wing it chariot. That's the brand name. So, Vic, you're first. You come smashing through the gates. You see the people partying all over the place.
He
And you
actually ended up changing his mind.
Okay.
They're gonna hop down and to whoever the driver is. I'm going to go find the sheriff. Let's see if I can do what I do best. And he's running off.
Looking for the sheriff. Wow. Okay. like that. Sister, you've tended the field damaged.
Got the wheelwright working on that
that
chariot that needs to get it back in. And
support is running according to
so
plan
they're working on
outside.
fixing it as it goes.
Yep. So that frees you to do what?
Well, as I come up, I do, as I sort of come up, there is sort of a side gate that I might happen to glance someone over there,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
hurry and wearing his belt so that he's not.
You see the gate over there, and you know it's not locked from this side. You do not see Piotr at this point. I have a
Too
plan.
bad.
I have a
Okay.
plan.
You have a plan.
You can't.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. But anyways, I remember. Oh, that's right. We did that.
Yes. So you
And
go.
so I'm gonna have them. If there's gonna be lots of arrows going and things flying around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need to kind of have my driver kind of we need to do a misdirection sort of thing
Absolutely.
as I then get off and try and get over there where
So give me
over there,
a wits play then for sure for this, as you try to avoid the as you said, the hail fire of arrows.
yeah.
So a save.
So this is a wit save.
Yeah,
Okay.
wits save. 2d6
Roll
under your current wits.
6.
Yeah.
My current wits is 10, and that is a 9.
Yeah, you did. You managed to do it mostly by redirecting fire at other chariots along the way. But yeah, you make it to where you're going, jump off, and your charioteer buggers off, leaving you standing by the gate.
In which I kind of look around and slip in.
As you slip in, behind
Something
you.
around here that needs to be turned off.
Yes, there is. As you look behind you, though, you hear psst.
Yeah?
And there's a bunch of the villagers. They've all ripped off their tabards that had the sheriff's logo on them, and they're all just back in their peasant clothes, pretending like they've never been working for the bad guy for the last year.
Stuart, hi. What?
Oh, shit, it's you. I'm not sure whether to surrender or pray. Can we come
Yes.
with you?
Yes, absolutely. Come.
We want, we'd like to wreak some havoc.
I have just the thing for you.
And they start coming
Have you
out
been
of,
in the kitchen recently?
they start coming out of the woodwork. All these people that have been hard done by or forced into labor or all of that. And
If you haven't been in the kitchen lately, go look at the kitchen. You will get plenty of inspiration there, I assure you.
he grins and looks at the people behind him. He says, I know my people. And he turns around and says, free food for the first 10 of yous that gets to the kitchen. And he just steps aside. And there's about 50 of
I'm
them.
stepping aside too.
And it's just like that. Just, it's we suddenly switch to Hanna-Barbera
Genius.
animation for just a
Absolutely
moment
genius.
as the two of you stand there and the rest of them go by and heading towards the kitchens.
And they're all making the exact same foot noise that the Flintstones use.
Yep, exactly. Yep, the same little clouds, the same moving background. It's the same trees over and over again. Yep. Oh yeah, that's why we switched to Hanna-Barbera for just a moment. Thank you for getting it. Yeah. So the mayhem is going to ensue over there. Yeah, that's going to ensue over there very, very shortly.
I really approve of the kitchen at this place. It is a very effective
Mm-hmm.
source of chaos. Not mind you, I don't normally approve of that in a kitchen, but it does seem awfully useful here.
It does. And then now the thing that you have to find around here, you're not quite sure what it was, but he pointed to a small building that is where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right there. And because you're inside the castle, they don't know anybody's in yet. You're the first one inside the inner
They're busy
ring.
looking at the gate and the
They're
carts that
they're
are
guarding
starting
the
to come
gate right now, yeah. And you can see them all heading in that direction. So it's an easy couple of steps to this little building.
in. You kind of look around and gosh, they're all off fighting. There doesn't seem to be anybody right around.
Yeah. And you step in. There's a big one of those levers on the wall. It's up and down, and it says, the gate. and right now it's down and it says closed, and at the top it says open. Oh, sorry, the grate with an R. Sorry.
I think that's exactly what I'm looking for. Yes. So I'm gonna sort of make my way over there.
Yeah. And dunk. Yep. You don't hear. Yeah. You don't hear anything, but we do a camera cutaway to that small port that you have to get to eventually, and inside of the metal grate goes up out of the way, opening that port. The gargoyle goes and looks at it, and then he pulls his left leg out of the stone behind him and reaches across and goes into like a catcher's position in front of the hole. But you don't see that. You just know that you heard the clunk and you know something. You did what you're supposed to do. You have Obi-Wan this.
We all hear beep. 'Cause that's the only sound effect from Star Wars that is stuck in my head.
Well, that seems to be the right one.
So we're gonna go to Eglay and Alistair. You guys are heading for that inner gate, right? Heading into the castle. Is that the plan?
Yep. We gotta find that thing to blow all the beers sky high.
Yes. So you're just banging and crashing your way towards it. You're starting to slow down. Like there's just too many. You're never missing, because this is a movie and heroes never miss in movies. And let's face it, the strong troopers will never hit you. So it's you're just mowing your way through them. But they're slowing you down. They're slowing you down. There's not enough of them, or there's not enough of you. And you're just about to stop before you hear a voice off to the side singing. And you're looking at a bear, your bear, Alistair's bear, comes around the corner, Piotr, and he's dancing. And all he's got on this time is one of those little, like, the collars and bow tie. Like, there's no shirt. It's just the folded over collar and the bow tie.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah. But it's all like the bow tie's all sort of black, and you see there's something on the knot, and it's actually a small anarchist A on the knot.
Yes.
And he steps around the corner, and you start to hear him singing, do you wanna fight? And he butt slams one of them. Do you wanna fight? Do you wanna fight? And he just starts laying into the tri-fighters. He's twerking them to death. He's elbow slamming them. He's head-butting them. They finally pile on to him, pile on, and it looks like he's going down. And then you hear, and then you hear that roar, that grizzly bear feral roar, and the pile just blows off of him. Strong fighters going in every direction, or strong troopers going in every direction. Bear spit, teeth waving in the wind, and he stands back up, turns to look at you, Alistair. Big toothy bear grin, and says, I got this bunch, have fun. And he turns around and you hear him again as he's wading back in. Do you wanna fight? And he's just wreaking havoc. The gate.
Do I need to roll anything to keep going?
The gate lies open before you. You're starting to figure this out. You're hardly ever going to have to roll. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. So yes, you through the gate. You are the only one left. The only one
Let's finish this.
You come around the corner. As you line up the shot, we cut away of you and Eglay. Not yet, Vic. You're going to have to wait a second. Sister Magdalena, the riot is in full force in the kitchen. The windows are broken. There's food fights going on in the front yard. They're not even eating it. They're throwing custard at each other. It's just, they found the booze. that's just going to expand and become epic. So the local guards, who still don't know that anybody's inside because only one person made it in, only one little cart made it in, are trying to deal with that. So the courtyard is yours and yours alone. What do you do in the middle of mayhem?
so-
Because outside the wall is mayhem too, right? So
as I kind of, take stock of the situation here.
It's that sweet and charming in here, yeah.
It's kind of like, what needs doing? Is there a pocket of calm somewhere that I need to disrupt, or is there a small child falling over that I need to go comfort, or what am I seeing around me that a good sister would find needs managing?
You weren't Obi-Wan until a couple minutes ago, but now you are. So,
Oh no.
what you see. I'm going to twist this a little bit. Yeah, your protege. In one of your careers, there was a great swordsperson, maybe a bit of magic in them, and you took them under your wing. And the bastard turned on you. And they step out from behind the building. I've been waiting a long time for this. And they draw their sword, and because of a weird thing in there that makes a noise, it goes. I'm perfectly serious. I am not almost peeing, as it's.
Well, I did always tell you to have faith. And I did always tell you to have faith in yourself.
You see them.
And I can see how you might have misconstrued that.
You see they're standing in the shadows, and they go to step forward out of the shadows, and they go. Ooh. And they step back a couple steps into the shadows. Come to the dark side.
You always were kind of.
The chat just told me to fuck off in no fewer than 2 words.
I've been restraining myself.
There's a reason why I'm muted.
And I think we're gonna depart.
What are
I know
you
that's
doing?
heresy.
Yep. What are you doing?
So, yes, you always were. So. And so I am going to sort of stand forward a bit so that I'm right there in that patch that gets the best light.
Uh-huh. Yep. You see them
Well.
squint their eyes and attack. Give me a save.
Well, the thing is, I kind of think this should be a willpower save
I can absolutely see that.
out
Yep.
of determination.
You just stare him right in the eyes and
And
try
I
and
know
just
what's
dare
coming.
him. Yep.
And I have a 12 willpower, so
Okay.
I cannot fail.
Okay. Well, I want the roll anyway. I want to know what you rolled.
Oh, all right.
12 plus 2 dice. Yeah, this will be good.
No, don't I have to roll under the 12?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, yes, this is a save, not a check. Yes, you're absolutely right. So, yeah, 4. That's considerably under 12. So,
a bit.
yeah, a whole bunch. So, Well, you tell me. That was an extreme success. So what happens? How does this play out?
Well, so this isn't going to work out quite the way that he thinks it will, obviously.
Mhm.
So I'm going to stand there in the light and let it come,
He.
as if I know something he doesn't.
I know exactly what's gonna happen. I don't know if you know what's gonna happen. He grabs the sword with both hands and comes straight down on the top of your head. As he does so, the light hits him and he turns to dust and disappears, leaving only his robes on the ground in front of you, cut in half. And the handle of his sword.
Oh, hey, I have a use for that. And I'll go pick it up and start heading out.
Yeah. Vic. You are moving around. It's surprisingly easy to move around inside the castle because no bad people are in here, right? There's nothing, nobody stopping you, nobody watching for you. So you just make your way. I don't even need sneakies from you. And it's easy to find the throne room because all roads lead to Rome, right? Everything about this place is leading to his worship, the sheriff, pretending to be a king. So as you move forward towards that place, you find a side door to the chambers, to the big hall, and you can hear behind it, you can hear that voice, that similar wheezy voice that you heard. No, you guys didn't hear it in the forest, never mind. But you hear a voice shrieking, "Make sure it's all safe, make sure every door is guarded."
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a moment here if anyone's coming near this door.
You hear the sounds of people running around looking busy that are already doing their job, but they're trying to look busy anyway. So nobody's opening this door. They're in pure defense mode. But you don't hear anybody stop outside this door. It's just a little door. Right?
Oh, wait. Thank you. Yes, he is still dressed as a guard. He has not changed.
That's right. Yep.
So he'll come in just act like he knows what he's...
So yeah, you step through the door and close the door behind you and just start busybodying around.
Mm-hmm.
The sheriff sits before you on a fake throne. You can see it's gold paint, not real gold, and it's not very good. It's not even a particularly nice chair. There has to be a cushion on it for him to be comfortable, and his feet don't quite get to the little ottoman that goes with chairs. It doesn't even get to there. He is a shabby-ass looking badger with this sort of iron crown on, but the teeth, when he yells at people, and the claws are formidable. They're big, and you just and he is a badger, but he looks all kind of out of shape.
After a while, just being like, all right, I've made myself like,
Yep.
You're not gonna think about this. He's going to go up to one of the guards and just quietly, why do we work for someone who can't even seem to take care of himself?
And while you expect to make a roll, the guard looks back at you and you recognize the prince, Prince Lee. And he looks you up and down and says, "Good idea." And he's done the same thing. He's also dressed as a guard. "So, you ever deliver grapes?" And he looks down at the table next to you and there's like a big metal plate with grapes and cheese on it.
I mean, many times. But if you're thinking something different, I can definitely do it.
Why don't you help me carry this very heavy plate up there? And when I say the word go, you let go. I'll take care of the rest.
Let us do that. I believe it will work very well.
So the two of you pick up this, and it's not heavy, but you just heading over in that general direction. And you walk right past all the guards. They're kind of looking at you like a couple of them know it's not heavy. And they're going, what the hell is this? You get up there and he's kind of got his shoulder up to guard his face from the sheriff. But as they get close, you hear his real voice and his shoulder drops and he says, so, Derek, where does this go?
Let's go.
And plate, cheese, grapes, sliced meats, just right to the side of the head, just spang, and it does that thing where the side of the badger face appears in the side of the metal plate. The food flies off, but so do the badger's dentures. Those big formidable teeth just fling across the room, top deck and bottom, and clatter against the wall and fall at the other guards' feet, and they're just and they don't start to fight on either side, but the guards just drop their weapons and lean back to watch. The badger in his throne goes nuts. He leaps on the prince and claw attack, and it's just right across the chest, but all you see is all the nails just peel off and snap. They're all fake. And underneath you see withered, shitty old, poorly taken care of, poorly manicured badger claws just kind of go squee across the armor. Then the other arm, shing, the back legs, they do the rabbit kick. They grab them by the shoulders and do the back feet rabbit kick, and all it does is rips off all the fake nails. And this pathetic little badger is left going, and getting more and more tired as they claw at the prince's chest. Prince just grabs him by the scruff and picks him up like a cat, and he goes limp. Derek, I think you owe a lot of people a lot of apologies. And Derek looks down and goes, I'm sorry. Not just me, Derek. And he back in the chair like kind of the compression. Oh, just about broke me. And then sits him back up, and he pulls the crown down around his head till it won't come off. And he says, how many people do you think there are in this county, Derek? You're going to apologize to all of them, but I just remembered. We can't do this here. And he grabs him by the ears inside his crown and starts dragging him. And he looks at you, Vic. Get your amazing friends and get the hell out. And he starts storming back out. The guards are just like they're opening the doors for the big doors for him. The royal sound is being made for the first time in years in this valley.
All right. Let us go and find our friends.
And you turn and run. Out in the courtyard. Because you know the scene we got to do last. Out in the courtyard, we come back to the sister. You've dropped your mortal foe.
I have a wooden spoon in one hand and kind of a spatula in the other hand, and I'm sort of directing and pointing out things.
And you see in the distance Alistair and Eglay's cart whistle down that road, and at the end of that road, is the target.
Right.
If they get there, this whole place goes boom.
Yes.
You've got
it's going to.
seconds left.
Right. And that's on this side, and that. And what's on the opposite side?
A whole bunch of people.
On the opposite side,
a whole bunch of people covered like just in food and drink. Come on. We're all out of food, sister lady.
Yes. You know what? There is a stash underneath the dungeon over there.
Outside?
Yeah, right over there. I saw it. What? This afternoon when we.
Everybody go, and they all head
Everybody
towards.
go that way.
I'm assuming you've pointed up towards safety.
Yes.
Okay, so whoosh, they're heading out of Castle Demstar.
And I'm making sure that they're
You're
going
shooing.
that way.
Yes. So.
And do I encounter Vic on the way out? Or?
Yes, you
me,
see
so-
Vic. I'm assuming. Well, you tell me. How do you come out of the gates of Castle Demstar? The prince is
Uh,
just ahead of you, and I mean, he's like a wave, like a tsunami, just as the people see him because he's peeling off the armor. It's that scene, right? He's peeling off the armor, and suddenly his hair's coiffed and he's done, and So yeah, it's the homecoming scene. You're behind that, sort of in the wake of that. When you come out, you see the sister in the grass. What do you do, the two of you?
the sheriff has been taken care of.
Outstanding, and I think the alcohol supply is about to get taken care of too, if you know what I mean.
Oh, oui. Is the innocence removed?
Yes, they're as you can see
Yeah,
because that's
because
over
this is a
there.
movie,
They're
so
all going
yeah.
that way.
Yep.
Oh, oui.
Yes, you know what? They ran out of food in the kitchen, and I knew where a stash was over that way.
Yes.
Oui. Very good.
So the two of
That-
you sort of just turn and leave because you got time to walk. You can see the cart heading down that road.
Right, I do believe.
We will let them do their thing.
I didn't mention before, you're actually quite fetching in that uniform. It suits you.
Nah, these are not my colors. I much rather have a red and gold.
Yeah, I can see that, but
Might also not be a good time to be dressed as a guard right now. So yeah, but with that, so we're going to leave the two of you, Alistair and Egley. It looks like it's just you. All the way down this road, this perfectly straight, deep road between buildings, are just going by. Vroom, 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 vroom. Way down at the end, you can see that hole in the wall, but you can see that the gargoyle is blocking the hole. Alistair, it's just out of the corner of your eye, but your falcon background sees it flying behind you, and you turn to look, and there are two tri-fighters coming in behind you, up the road behind you, weaving back and forth, almost hitting each other. They're almost in range and ready to fire. You're facing forward. You've got the gargoyle closing it. You're closing on the gargoyle at high speed, and these things are closing on you. I'm going to ask your shootist first. Egley, what do you do?
Egley is going to. Oh boy. They're going to try and rapid fire.
Okay.
The gargoyle only has 2 hands.
Yep.
I'm shooting 3 arrows.
Okay. Perfect.
You're wanting me to roll?
Yes. Because you've got all kinds of stuff that you could do to make sure you succeed. So yes, please roll for me 3 times. I want you to roll for all 3 attacks this time. So left hand, it's left hand. We'll do left hand, right hand, and then your third shot's at what?
Third shot.
There's 2 tri-fighters behind you.
The third shot is going to be aimed at the head.
Okay. So yeah. Well, so left hand, right hand, head.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. 5-0. Cool. 5-0.
Its hands are full. It's going to have no choice but to duck.
Absolutely. So first attack, left hand. 8s or better. With 2 dice plus your archery.
That's a total of 5.
Ooh, you can you burn luck to increase that, or you can.
I think it's only luck because everything else is either
You can burn. You can take
like
3.
take damage or...
You can spend 3 endurance to improve an archery skill check.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, this
My
is it. This
endurance-
is yeah.
My endurance is 9. My luck is 9.
Either or. Luck you won't use for anything other than this, and endurance is damage, right?
I'll burn some endurance for this.
Okay. And you will be rewarded for taking the physical damage. So yes, you roll. Yeah. So yeah, you take the damage. So damage. It's a 2d6 damage. I'll let you roll your own.
So that's 7.
Okay. Which leaves you with how much?
Wait,
And that
you spend 3 endurance to increase the roll, so it's 3 damage, not
Oh, sorry, I got that
2d6.
complete. Yeah, sorry, I got that. Yeah,
yeah.
never mind. I got it backwards.
Yeah.
Ah, I wanted it to be epic, and I made it more epic than it was. So yes, sorry. The first, all of that, and the first hit, yeah, bam, pins his left hand to the wall. Second shot. After all of that,
I'm not going to use the roll I just used. I'm going to roll again.
yes, please. Yeah, I told you to roll the wrong thing. So.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely going to succeed. That's 11.
Oh, the other hand stuck to the wall, and screams. Ah! Third shot, right in his face.
Oh.
That's a
Yeah,
total of
perfect.
9.
That's enough. Yeah. Where does it hit? Big stone gargoyle face, big bulbous nose, screaming mouth, eye sockets, horns,
It is.
brow ridges.
It is aiming for the thinnest part, so the back of the throat.
Oh, okay, so like here?
Like
Or-
it's screaming right now, so I'm shooting it right
in
between.
there, right in the
yeah,
mouth. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, thunk, thunk, hunk. And then it falls off the 3 because this has to count. This has to succeed. So that it falls off of the 3 arrows and away from the hole, leaving the hole open. Alistair. There's still 2 tri-fighters behind you and the hole ahead of you. You hear 2 things at the same time. 1, may the fork be with you.
Oh, fuck off.
And 2, a heavy cart coming out of a small side road. The co-pilot is a huge, furry beast, and sitting next to him in the driver's seat ran so slow. They smash into the first of the 2 tri-fighters chasing you, shattering it against the wall. The other one just squeezes by, but just before it goes by, Louis turns to it and goes, and the driver is so depressed he just turns and drives himself willfully into the wall. Ran and Louis give you the fake rebel salute and spin away, leaving you all alone. It's just you, the fork, and the hole in the wall. Alistair, this is your moment. Talk me through this. You're not going to fail. You're not even going to roll. How does this work? You are a melee specialist. The hole is big enough for you to go in. I'm going to give you that before you even start talking. Anytime you'd like help, just say it.
Actually, my archery is 3 and my melee is 2.
Okay.
So
Archery, yes.
I actually
Okay.
am good at archery,
All right.
but I don't have a bow.
So
I don't
if
think
I
I've
can,
got a
if I
bow
can
on me.
add to this,
Yes,
to
of
help
course you can.
Egley took 3 damage
Yeah.
from their triple shot.
Yeah.
So when you look at Egley, they're like kind of cradling their wrist,
Yeah.
like they really hurt their
Oh, I
arm, and they're
love
going
this.
to hand you the bow.
You turned my mistake into a story point, you brilliant, magnificent player. You can come back and play anytime you like. You broken wrist, yeah, Egley. You hand down the bow to Alistair. You hand them an arrow. Alistair, take us out.
I'm going to assume that the sister told us we had to blow this thing sky high.
You
So
have to.
Egley would have prepared a special arrow to light things.
Okay.
So he takes a flint and steel,
Yep.
lights it up, and takes the shot.
The horses ahead of you go into that flow gallop. Everything freezes in time. The cart rises up, giving you a clear shot above them just as you achieve maximum tension. You don't even have to think about it. You just let the go. Pew! Right into the hole, into the darkness. Because it's on fire, it lights up the space inside as it goes. and you can see it as you get closer and closer. It hits a big red button on the wall, and dunk, right in the middle of it. And you can read the words on the button. It says, warranty expires. The button is pushed in, clunk, by your arrow, and immediately the place just starts to fold up. Alistair, a building to your right falls down, clearing a path back out into orbit. Eglay and Alistair, what do you do?
Get the fuck out of Dodge. Let's go.
Gone. Eglay, the chariot slides around the corner and heads back towards orbit, cradling your broken hand to your chest. What do you do?
Eglay is going to awkwardly, because they only have like three limbs to use.
Yeah.
It's going to climb down off of Alistair and sit on the floor of their chariot, just holding their arm. Just putting their full trust into Alistair's riding, because right now she's in pain.
Oh, this is, yes, absolutely stunning. That show of weakness, a true superhero. Oh, Vic and the sister. You're the only ones that had time to walk out. Like, you're the one that got to cool this out. That wasn't just a full speed flee. What does that look like, getting you to and out of orbit?
Well, let's see. It's not. We didn't blow up the alcohol. We're folding up the castle.
You're just starting to see it fold in behind you. Just.
Oh, that's not quite what I expected. Move.
And from out the door, yeah. Vic, just going with.
Yeah, just he's not looking back.
Yeah.
So they're just as they're getting pushed, they're like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. So the
Faster,
two of you kind of
faster, Vic.
you cruise out, and then shortly behind you, everybody,
That
the
wall's
last
looking
of
down.
all the people, the very last ship out. So I'm going to call it a ship this time because, damn it, this shot's in 3D for some reason. The X-Chariot flying in space away from Castle Dempstar as everyone else flees in front of it at a safe distance, and then it blows up. Just behind you, taking only the guilty with it, because that's how movies work.
And every single space major is going to continuously complain about this movie. About
Yes,
the
yes, they will.
Even though they're space
But
wizards.
it's worse than that, because all the medieval bastards are going to have a go too. All the grognards of all varieties. Oh yeah. The game nerds. You didn't make him roll for shit in the last half an hour. Yeah, to you too. Anyway, we're not done yet, because a few days later, in Nottingham, a cleaned up Nottingham, you can still see the messes, the places where there was fires that have been quickly painted over. The bandits have been run out of town. The real good people have taken over. The prince is back. Law and order has returned. The four of you have been just whirlwind toured around the place. Everyone knows you. But today is the day. The entire village is there. They line both sides of the street. It's a far bigger village and a far bigger population than it was earlier for dramatic effect. There are thousands of people lining these streets as you're walked up them like a processional. Eglay, I'm going to say, I know there's healing in this game, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to say your arm is still in a splint, if that works.
No, that
And
works.
you got, you're doing the thing, and all of you showing, maybe some signs of wear here and there. But as you get to the dais, the prince standing at the top calls you up one at a time and places a ribbon around your neck that says Hero of the Forest. And as the last one is placed, it's on Alistair, and the prince looks down at you and says, "Turn around and give them what they want." And he steps back so that the moment is yours. You turn. You kind of have to.
Sister kind of
The prince,
elbows
The prince kind of told you had to.
And sister's elbowing you, Alistair.
And the noise, the adulation, the joy, the hero worship, the trust, the honor, the support. You went from stone cold criminals with no rights and no real life to heroes in what I suspect felt like the blink of an eye. But heroes you are now, and it will never be the same for any of you. You saved Sherwood Forest. You saved Nottingham. You destroyed the Dark Pervader and Castle Demstar. At least now, there's a chance. The new hope that they put in you paid off. And I want to know what that feels like. Standing on that step. And this time I'm going to do it the other way. Egley, I want you to go first. What is that like? Thousands. They can all see you. You cannot hide. What's it like?
Egley doesn't talk.
Nope.
She's never spoken since the day you guys met her.
Yep.
Even now, she's not talking anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone up there can see her, you can see her ears start to go down. Her tail starts to flop to the ground. She visibly relaxes, like the biggest weight in the world has been lifted.
And for the only time in the history of the world, there is a relaxed squirrel.
A relaxed murder squirrel.
Murder
Yeah.
squirrel, but I left the middle part out. Yeah, this is the order I want to do this. And Alistair, you turn next. I mean, you farm kid, runaway, not really a criminal, didn't do it. Ah, you're a hero. What's processing in that head?
All he's ever wanted to do was help people. So being called a criminal was kind of one of the biggest blows you could do to him. So to see all of these people acknowledge that he's doing well, that what he's done is for them, feels a little unreal. So he's just kind of struggling to hold back tears because all he's ever wanted to do was help.
Which is why you don't notice a huge hulking form step up beside you and very quietly take your hand. It's Piotr. He looks down at you and he says, I never had lunch with a hero. You want to eat?
He just nods.
Okay, but first
He
you gotta
doesn't
take a
trust
bow.
himself to talk right
First
now.
you gotta take a bow. If you don't take a bow, they're never gonna let you go.
Very stiffly, very awkwardly, he bows.
Sister, you know everybody. The downside of that is everybody knows you, and some of them know a version of you that isn't the current version of you, and they're probably all out there. But none of that matters right
And
now.
particularly the ones along the front.
But none of that matters right now.
They don't.
Nobody could touch you. Doesn't matter what you've done. So what's it like, Sister Magdalena, to be well and truly free?
Well, so sort of looking around and seeing the people I know, and with horror, I noticed that that candle stand over there isn't polished. And so as soon as I decently can, I just go storming off down to the front row where all the notables are,
Mm-hmm.
and I take the, whatever cravat or
Yeah.
whatever they've got.
Yeah.
Here, I need that for a moment. I'll get it back to you. And I go over and I start polishing the damn thing.
But by the time you get to it, one of the staff is standing there grinning, like a high-level staff, not a polisher. Like, this is not their job. And they reach for the rag, and the one eyebrow goes way up, and it wouldn't be seemly, sister, if I may.
Tomas, I think that's the first time you've ever volunteered for a menial task. Here you go. I will celebrate it.
Do tell my mother. And he turns around and starts to polish.
Absolutely.
Allowing you to go back and...
Oh, and remember to return it back.
Yes, sister. Vic.
Of course, they're relishing in it and bowing and making a big show. And underneath, he's actually quite sad because he knows he still can't go home. Because it's in France. And this news won't reach there for quite a while.
You're thinking that. And you also didn't see him coming. You did not see him coming either. But Piotr steps up behind you and says, "You know the nice thing about England? Lots of boats." And he kind of looks down at the river that goes right to the sea, that goes right to France. "I suspect that a hero of your repute could get on pretty much any of those boats and go pretty much anywhere they wanted. And as for the news, if you go on the second fastest boat, the news will be there waiting for you."
Oh, but at the moment I would rather, I believe, spend time with this new family that I have found.
"Well, in that case, you've never seen so much free ale as you're about to see." And he kind of is getting ready to grab you and go, and he realizes, oh shit, we're still in the middle of the ceremony, and kind of steps back again.
Bear hug.
Yeah. The four of you are like minutes. They just won't stop. But eventually the king, the prince, seeing that they will never stop, stands up, and they almost don't listen. But eventually order returns. And he's standing above you, sort of waving at the crowd, and he mutters without moving his lips, "If I was you, I'd bugger off now while they're looking at me." And a line of guards blocks you from the group, and you are scurryable at this moment.
And I'll further block so Egley.
And the prince says as he leaves, "Oh, and thank you, knights and ladies."
Right before Vic leaves, he's going to produce basically a card.
When you are free, give me a call.
In the pocket, yeah. So yes, you've just been told that you've all been knighted or ladyhooded as well from this. And with that, even though there's many more adventures to come for all of you, the first movie has come to an end. And so we will drop the curtain on this incredible adventure. This 3 sessions that took so long to get to, but it was worth every second of it, and I appreciate every single one of you for keeping coming back. There was some long breaks between sessions, and comedy, to be honest, works best if it's bang, bang, bang. But we did it because you're all amazingly talented and you inspire me to bring out my best. So thank you all. I will not apologize for the puns. I simply will not do it. Hate me if you will.
Don't. They are perfect.
So, thank you, Sarah. I say this every time, but watching your face makes this worth it. I would play this if you were the only person's face I could see. and the only person watching. It's so much fun because I do this for an effect. I mean, let's be honest here. And seeing the effect so instantly is absolute joy. This just makes me happy. And so does your blushing. I'll move on. Hellhounds 20. I'm going to give you the whole title tonight. I know often I leave the number off at the end, but damn it, I'm giving you the whole title tonight. Hellhounds 20. Eglay was brilliant. It takes skill to play a character who does not speak and no one noticed until you said something, right? I mean, I know the players, like nobody in chat said, hey, the damn squirrel never talks. Never. That's an amazing skill. And every time you come with something like that. You blow my mind, and wow, I don't deserve you guys as players, but that was amazing again. Thank you. Oh, Karis. Oh, you always, there are two things about your characters. They're wonderful people at heart, and it's sometimes really hard to see that. so thank you for another one tonight. So likable, they were almost unlikable. The sister and the whole fake story, we're going to have to do a sequel to this because there's not enough of that story has come out yet. So thank you so much for bringing the sister, or whatever the hell her name is, into this story. And I saved you for last because you're the newest. And I said it at the start, and I say it with everybody, but I'm going to say it again because you probably forgot. Doing this with us is an incredibly brave thing to do. This is a polished group of people who do this a lot with each other. We are in each other's heads. We do this so much. So the braveness required to say, yeah, I'll come play that in a system you've never played before, in a way that the Dirty 20 way, which is not like most people have played before. And this is the ultimate compliment I can give, Deku Lily, you fit right in. I couldn't be happier. I could not be more happy with the first appearance than I just was. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for your patience as I learned everything.
First of many appearances.
We're ready for the next one.
Yes, we'll get you back in the next one.
Sequel.
Sequel. There we go. Yeah. That's how I wanted to end this. With that, there are two thank yous left, though. One that just got here. Chat, thank you all for in the chat. Even if you just got here, or if you've been here all night and you put up with all the puns, thank you so much. Every night, 7 nights a week, we do this on a good week. And every bloody night, people show up. Every night, we're at or near 2 digits. This blows my mind every time. So thank you. Thank you to all the chat.
We love chat.
And thank you to all the people in YouTube. We get a lot of YouTube views, and I should probably pay more attention to the YouTube peoples because I appreciate it. But if you watched all the way to here, please hit that like button because I'm going to assume you did. And I can see why. I don't usually toot our own horn this much, but that was worth watching. That one was impressive. I really liked that one a lot. So thank you all for that, all foolishness aside.
Thank you, Kevin.
What do you mean the foolishness aside?
Well, we have to thank you.
We're here for it.
You're very welcome.
Exactly.
You're very welcome, and I have to set the foolishness aside for 2 sentences because it's time. Until next time, 1 sentence, I guess. Until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Good night.
Night, y'all.